a lot change because in our football industry we get something called occupational hazard that happened to us in Ghana. So definitely we didn't repeat it here. We visit the video between Kwara United and we saw the space and time we gave to them. So we work on that. We know they are majority of them are senior players. They are not young like my players. So when we close the space and then we deny them the space, we deny them the time, they can't play us. So we only have to do that. And then the second half, we come in and then set for the goal. So we did that during the 45 minutes. And then we came back again, scored the long goal, and then we quelled back to our normal tactical play. I'm not surprised at all. We gave them the space and time, and they were able to play there. So when you go back to the video, you see that in defensive, we were thinking about scoring. We said we are going to beat them 3-0. Here's what we said. This is the target we set for ourselves because we know we are coming to Nigeria. You understand me? And we have to respect that. So after getting it, we called back and they came back again. So in a nutshell, that is why I started by saying it was an occupational hazard that before us. So now we sat back, looked through and we saw that if we deny them space here, they can't play us. Simple as that.
Yes, and coach Karim Zito just after the game. Now, on in central one was say, what's a game now? I don't know the problems now. Madrid ne Barcelona Mukra or Udieti Zito edit central for.
That is your thinking. How many goals went into the net? Tell me how many goals. So you are not a coach, you are a journalist. So please behave like a journalist. Don't tell me that you to 5. It do not work for you. So there's even.
Yes, and she quote Karim Zito do so we as a judge coach. As you as that your central Ejuma. Na abatamwa will be able to blasters. Just a while ago, what is a many coach a live interviewer. Zito Eka say yes, I'm Renason. I'm one for the man blasters nibi. And was so bought the colleagues nina bass so mwabwa amomo enyasa qualification with Albert Amwa.
I know my boys. I know how we play and how when we are determined we can do everything we want. So I was not pressured. I know my boys will come and do it here. So I was okay. Oh no, we came with a system to play. So we all go and attack, we all come and defend. So I'm not down, I didn't score.
Abatamwa onosonensem. Na Sani Tunde coach onusi jinem edema Kwara United and or say or highly disappointed say omo Asante Kotoko show omo home and away na oblemu the boys no mo ntimi an convert chances omo create.
Yes, I was highly disappointed in my players. Can you see the number of chances we created and the missed chances? Can you see it? I'm highly disappointed. Because how can we that we scored 3 goals over there, how can we be seeing chances here? We couldn't even convert one. It was a sorry situation. You see, at times it is like this. But today, at least, I don't know whether they have been carried away or the tension in them, that they want to win at all costs. They were looking for that first goal at all costs. But look at the goal we considered. It was so painful. As a coach, it is normal. It's normal thing. Even in abroad, they can sack anybody at any time. So that is not a story. Yeah, because that question, I don't know how to address it. But that type of, if I say that question is stupid, you think that I'm abusing you. So you understand? Because there's tension in everybody. Now, how can you say something like that? Not that we didn't create chance. We created a lot of begging chances to be converted. But unfortunately, we couldn't convert it today. I don't know the reason why. I'm so surprised.
Fanny Tunde and Oka say, "Oh, disappointed or say, a surprised." Say, team on Besha 3 waha. Chances of Mukriti in Ra or Mointiman for Bakokra and Twitman. Pepe Suarez. Pepe, Asante Kotoko gave me. Now we are so sure, so confident. Sekotoko ever qualify. Now, month we be no to Kwani at the but you still stood your grounds. Sekotoko will qualify. Kotoko will qualify. And we are game no. What should be? ɛkɔ sɛ yɛ lack bi na di Asante Kotoko qualify ana ɔmo yɛ ne sɛn na afei yɛmmra Karim Zito nkɔmɔ a odi after the game ne yɛnhwɛ deɛ ɛne na di sɛsia so
ɛbisa pɛgye me dase na ansa bɛba game no so ɔn sɛ Sani Tunde afei deɛ ne kasa no kora mma asa afei koraa deɛ obi a onim kasa afei na yɛ fɔ so no so ɔnkasa kakra woyɛ big coach na wohyia wei mu a saa na ɛsɛ woyɛ no ɛnora ɛwɔ pitch side ɔ Zito ka baako bi da no nka deɛ mobɔ yɛ yi ho so ɔno Karim Zito coach kora woni certificate kora bɛda ahyɛ no ka kyerɛ man no sɛ woni certificate bɛda ahyɛ no so enti when you are a big club and you meet these minus tia omo na munyai saa asɛm no sɛ deɛ bɔ deɛ obi ahunu bɔ ɛnya no korɛ wɔn mo asa na panyi wɔn mo nim bɔ no mo asa sɛ na yisu saa time no nyɛ obi ana ahunu bɔ wɔn mo ɛnya deɛ ahunu bɔ no mo nim bɔ no ahunu bɔ paa eti coach na ɔnsa na no ayɛ din na nɛsɛ kadeɛ we to no first leg no wakra no na nka Kotoko man 4-0 3-0 5-0 a ko anwananum ankasa sɛ deɛ ɔkasa ayɛ no after the first leg was it Kotoko team no apart from Pitami Duakwa who play a beer like who's a player even Abetamo or bought 3 goals because Abetamo no and who says a player jina ho but enra ne kasa na ma because Kotoko aye adwuma somewhere now first of all Zapanyi my emfa abasobono emfa ma Asante Kotoko management no unima de konja
tell us
Ebro ko drew Mutala Muhammad na omu wie according to China they say sa immigration form na okwa fill it so my no digital nti unya scan ya na wa fill wo phone so no wa submit eno ano no se omu wie sa de no mu pie beduru ani mo no mu hu bus ne de ma wo no kosam ne say according to Asafuriku the boys were surprised and they never thought say sa bus na edu omu tiram akọ the 2 hour journey na no mo kọ sa de na management re yen quickly omu kodu change bus na ma omu no mo ne mranche de meeting ka chom mu bebrebe mu Africa ne bi da na Africa de enka no kwa na chen we ebra na nkomo na ebe ma hotel no kwa kodu yesi nyanya check in saba ya obetima rura hotel ni inside kwa no wadi be 4 hours abonten e bi kura nwumere na ntontom owe enti no management ade omo ya quickly what could have been a demotivator omo ya ntem no mame mo mabaso again management answer game number no akra na Japan Kotoko we need about ya mom we need bonus and me catch us management ya agree 100% ade ya qualifier over 2 legs ye ntua winning bonus ba ko say ma she obi 1 na atua has from Vanchame has she work of Morocco 1-0 ena ejike bia ka say has a promise ya fa say 5,000 Ghana cedis as winning bonus na nko tua 5,000 na my players no ma ko ye nya ne sa e so tua no over the qualification and so management I think boys no pay them e ma omo Saturday evening 200 na pay grass there be accountant we are say die ni bi your former minister your friend former MP for Achumampunia Isaac Asiama was I'm done the purse holder be a person no so na form calling am Egyptian pyramid no mo go money no mo be a person we koye say na pay grass mumfa 50-50 nka boys no so that thing management no se panya mama baso but abasobo kese no kodema the technical team and the playing body
okay
abusuan wo se ma sia nya abotra chichaje no se nka Kotoko enya issues anka se ya na ebe chichemo abasobo no kese pa na de bede ma Abdulkarim Zito and the technical team no
nice one
first leg no Abdulkarim Zito anya opponent analysis ni he decided to focus on the strength of his team.
Okay.
And he ignored the threat of the opposition. But the Biayetra, near catch say, oh, Kosabia, you must do the SWOT analysis. And a SWOT analysis in a bit show your own strength and weaknesses, and then the opportunities and the threats are opponent in the baba. Okay. If you don't do that, and Mijidi Pasa Kotoko first leg, the coach and the other technical team member, SWOT analysis. They thought that no cranza the permission for omunya de o enti omo fa ne se kwara fo ne ma hwe di no ye be hye omo bebrebe ampa omo hye fo omo ni be omo so ma consider 3 na ma tie na abe quite difficult Kotoko starting lineup no Japan. It tells you something. The coach went into the game with a typical system based on born on born and other. And he middle of Adabo and Samba. Adabo any physical presence. I clear say in the first leg, Nigeria furnished that day. Oma Brand did John Mark, and a bright Babatunde. Ever ball very close to Babiana Adabo Bon, and they were always robbing him of the ball. So the coach decided, say, yes, my branch and anya team baby. Nimunya do baby. Let me protect the player. How do I protect the player? And the Samba. Ebabe jina a branch at Adabo Nche. And so after the Kotoko, I am very solid in the middle.
Nice one.
So the coach no asha on previous games and I know identify something about them. Bia okay, in the first leg or Boko you set any Adabo.
Okay.
But because who ni no and what the Samba Akoka Adabo and sa channel na no mu create through the middle no. Nenio. As a man I'm catch on Saturday and Friday me catch on Nigeria for no ebe build it the width and they will use the crosses.
Yeah.
And no ball no Nigeria for no pass ball 1-2. Na kwakodi abrante de ade Musa Abdulhafiz on an 22 jersey.
Okay.
Ah, you captain. And Abdulpayina or Ranessa, but very good for Kotoko. Wamu enya Joseph Amwa. And me sure say Joseph Amwa. Baby or no will be no on fan is a mona betri. So timia or mona betri. He plays so well. Or one of the players are and confirm you money and Yamuaza on Zito. And Zito say nobody expected Joseph Amwa to play. Throughout the training, AstroTurf so alignment. Yeah, near called the Humsa coach and Adnababo. So we predicted a branch to me Ejim Abo. And he did so well. On that side, it was a penny. Now, Aquaran and Diru Bejono. Sekotko, you soon here.
The match winner.
Omo you soon here, Quadani dream not about Kotoko say. About 1 season, I got a ton and scabbard, not so call.
Yeah.
I'm the penny bet my bum. Uber Joe, Mammy can be him. Asante Kotoko, you should boy here. It is very, very possible that Asante Kotoko, Ebenyesi Cabby Eddie free, Uber Joe. Now Quadano so the dire swan, or the bar Kotoko say, or pursue boss and take Kotoka crabby. Ebia 1 year. Nafe or Jenny Eco PM our banane, no cobono, a bet me abem.
Okay.
See, Kotoko, a friendly matches are no more bunny with Japan Nakrana on first in place no. Pre-season, Kotoko games are on board pre-season. Now we Joe a bench woman or to bench so no abem. Or to bench so no abem. And no any the rower now Asante coach no. Adiama the young Ubejo, 20-year-old Ubejo. It's a key. Kotoko versus Brekum Chelsea.
Yeah.
First Premier League game. And a free bench a buy
Okay.
And a free bench a buy. And a winning game at the Asante was our game no. A Ubejo's magic. And a winning game the Kotoko.
Okay.
And now our class posted you. Game of Ubejo sign a boy no. As I saw my coach knows that there be a branch no. Be as a near on the size no. Almost fun so do.
Okay.
Say be anona ya dwen say or too smallish in tia. There be let's rewrite the script akra bit my ball.
Okay.
And yesterday apart from the goal that he scored Obo as a right wing forward which is not his natural position. A Jefonte Yepa. Coach no ade Ubejo ebo as a typical number 7. Saba a squad not so. It was about 2 midfielders or the Samba about midfielder the double. And what the Pitami do aquajina left side of the wings. And what do Ubejo ball right side.
Right side.
Reason is Hubejeu no owo ahome pa busapanya akora no opa ye bobo akacha zo ntumrika bon ni obi a odi ntumrika nko na nim zamra ne owo home pa.
Okay.
Enti no osan afoli deep abeboa abet lodamo a e wono matu ho.
Yeah.
Now fe wa falling deep about the right side of the midfield. Abeboa already at December.
Okay.
So he had a special responsibility in the game. And he executed that responsibility, no? Perfect.
Then Zito nyasa arisimu no wo. Ubeja so betimi ayese adwuma.
Because of the first game na brekum ball no bam di obey no.
Okay.
And na okay a ode na chi e assist no.
Okay.
Sabo no peja ma beta mo a ugire no peja ba. Then game na course wa Cross Post Stadium no, new game of boy. Emma coach ni nyagidie say wo pe player or your midfielder but obetuma join attack no.
Okay.
Obetuma join midfield, obetuma join defense or was ahoden me say Hubejeu emre bi cause ko Capus no ma me kasa fela we evangelist. Technical team members ba ko fere ga say because ne ho odin no omrenji no sometimes or yet tactically indisciplined.
Okay.
Eti yakacho say jina ha ba obehu an say waduru ha because ojini hu di say ball no be say ba no na ba bia na janu obeduru enti technical team members ba ko friend di san komo no personally say tactically ya assign role bana o make sure so or yes a role no more trust ne endurance ne strength ni bebrebe sa de onya adwuma one ade ama na so onya abisa pani.
Yes sir.
Go now share and yet midfielders go a real strikers go.
Wow.
For Johnny, we are going to do an analysis of the goal that Hubejeu at the two at them now. Yenina share at the Elha.
Okay. And yeah, Brakoma 87.9 FM on Facebook. Behadie, Asante go no. How the goal came into Brakoma 87.9 FM. Pepe, young quiet day.
Medasi, you look at and Adiaba Kwame Refi say referee no. Odi ball no te say the nanse Africa no grow. Emma referees no enye sa machinations no. I think the referee say boy a child you ma. Esa na pem kam timi ko chana de not because odi ball ma
ko chana ya because one man be bio
see abowi
wo de dia ke kosos
na make say child you ye das ya esa ko dana see because when ni ball na ma ko but no ye very fair. Hey, at a point when the Nigerians went that quite a call down, they were looking for a penalty. So no more bob on faculty players and nano, hoping that Obi be triple. Obi na ref no otumi kan ba wa han ani di action at you.
Wow.
In terms of penny you go ni be me be kira wade.
Okay.
The Nigerians thought say home nti Hubejeu intelligently won the ball from the ball that branch national Hubert ewia ball. And I quality Jan want to form because now you say Africa. Now Africa there, yani ebo home. It's rough mama foul. Now let's go back to the action and Kabiru. Family a question na yenhwe said here. We are born free branch and naso.
Okay.
No bobo and I know anka video now nyai. Okay. And after stealing the ball from a branch and naso no penny. Ebertoni on favorite foot, which is the left, on your left-footed player. And there was distance.
Okay.
It is not in the penalty box. Okay. There were two players. I don't know many ewo Hubejeu. Two players. I don't know many ewo Hubejeu. Bakuya oi. But another me can say me say, sir, Nigerians real mistake. I decided say, yen take out Albert Amwa from the game.
Yes.
The other Kotoko players must seize the opportunity to punish Kwara. Ebi na see and was a penny had here.
Okay.
So this is Hubejeu after say where you born if you branch and now so we.
Yeah.
Defender no jina on. Was say yellowy. Abetamwana take you off no.
It's nese.
No question is nice so close in our Hubert, but none of Adrian say akwa we na ball 2 as a 3 goals into my pass ball na man.
It's just a normal Hubert opening
opportunity. It's a branch and close in and them. At this point, na say go two steps ebe close in. But no Adrian was a beer and they know Hubert as a midfielder.
Yeah.
They know Abetamwa as the danger man of Kotoko. It's a beer or the bond by Abetamwa. That a beer no. And the mass are opening way of Japanese. ball no to atrem ya match on the other side na Morfin Donzo so take you off
okay
defender no so adwene ne say Ebia Hubert ebe set up Morfin Donzo to score etu no so close in and omo jai omo goalkeeper no ebe vulnerable say Sabranche no shot no obo ni year likely say be so this is it I'm the you there on some Morfin and Abranche we so na enamase ho no
okay
at this point
okay so no surprise
we know Morfin rather than say kono so be close in no Morfin because Ebia na Hubert at the pass na left or right side. And again, the position of the Kotoko two strikers, is super on this occasion.
Yeah.
Sometimes Utiminya strikers, mean I call crowd over baby. I was a penya quest happen or the opportunity the defenders because we baby back. But whilst Albert was running from the right side, Donzo was running on the left.
Yes.
And so Oma be defenders Ama Hubejeu I enter the box to get a shot and goal. And baby, I'm born about so say the 9 left.
What's made the shoot you?
Ghanaian players are omu eye NTT Raf minim so ayes are research na da. Ghanaian player bi o NTT bi obo bi e fa soro. Minima de kurunja. Asma make me sure say abonti su fueti. Ubo say penalty box unzo bi abobo afa wiem bi no short player. No mo yi afa wiem. For him to have kept and observing here say born or born mid air kure mu pejai and a far mid air and ka goalkeeper ayeleso Suraj eto no ho awoban ko be ball
yeah
but born or boy any side far from Hubert e peja born or ball short na dey see from keeper anymore and a born ABT goalkeeper the goalkeeper had no antidote to that and then Asante wo kwase go observing this is where Abdulkarim Zito won my respect yesterday, and this is where there was coaching. Last week at the Accra Sports Stadium, he was asleep.
Sure.
There was no coaching. When Kotoko led by 4 goals to 2. Next coach, a midfielder back, either Kojo set or Tenedu Eba game to show up the midfield to ensure that Kotoko a tick in the middle and go for to be between forms. Now coach Jina Hudi one Harian. And Ebra Kotoko shoot into the lead. Nabzapenny. Coach substitutions na on point too much. Enti oyi Joseph Amoa ede Patrick Dubai. The reason is na Joseph Amoa busapanyi wa bre papa.
Okay.
Have Musa Abdulaziz na obo captain Zama 22 no. No wa running a branch na sa wa running was sa enti no abre.
Yeah.
And quickly coach na SCV ono say betrase na a fresh Patrick Edu and so encourage them. That was the first one. Second one, coach a double substitution be abuzapenyi.
Okay.
Ebra oyi a double de kojo set urban. Kaisa game num samba na ebo assist. Na double e operate as the 8.
Okay.
En oyi a double no de kojo set on wabo 6 da. Wabo 8 da, wabo 10 da, wabo 3 da. O de kojo set ebe ka samba ho. Very thick. Emmanuel Nchi ebe come fed no.
Okay.
No wayi Donzo any Peter Midu akwa and also double substitution. And the akwadan did list to hene. Any Donzo ne ayi ne free. Amidu akwa ne free. And what list to hene any Abrante de Emmanuel Nchi. So now check what come fed as the PF no mjina park na so.
Okay.
And nunti na fe na Nigerians no they resorted to add as on balloon born and I say Omribon Abeko flanks but Kotoko had the numbers in the middle.
Sure.
He later took out Ablo and what Isoba Zakaria said he named Ablo from Inji and I could score and Kakakra. But the commitment Ablo the game of the Payana also. And Abdulkarim Zito, the starting lineup gave him an edge in the game. After going up, the substitution and also a Daisy Tunde Sani Tunde hunu so hey ono be bi okroma Daisy Zito no Zito the same bitter pill no the man kroma no and no the command or force down the throat of Sani Tunde wa hunu hey. I think that it was a tactical master stroke from Abdulkarim Zito who deserved all the applause at Echo because a gamer from the tactical point of view he managed the game very well and that is how come Asante Kotoko running away with that solitary goal? We need 2 legs, you know.
Yeah. 5-3 on aggregate.
Also, because and say Kotoko performance was winner, but Yana HFE.
Yeah.
Many
On
occasions.
Saturday, you may afraid.
Savudu
also retreat.
Kotoko no kwa win and you good. And the Yanya papa. So Kosheka Diogo no be you free of ye. Kotoko ni Uma Kobo draw. Mrs. I game no. Uma goalkeeper no. And a keepy. Amesimba Ture and Satana Dauda Mohammed from not scoring. Then they come to Kumasi, now got go free. Bejaya, no be got go free. Enti a nyoma. Nansena to talk of a fear no. Monday monu elf form of yom kwa we are. Go pijomo. And away dear. Wini yana obia enchede ni jiji because 3 away team we 3 goals there was a penny. Obo Sani Tunde voice or say surprising that we went there and scored 3 and here we cannot even score 1.
So disappointed.
Very disappointed in the place. It's almost now our chances there was a penny. Nanya chances here who's out.
Okay.
There be moment I don't bet me the go. I mistakes from Kamara chebo ebe jato form. Kamara epia ball back to anymore. But no more ball na bobo transfer referee be penalty.
Okay.
And I say bibi ediamom. And no and I arrived there because the referee was extremely fair in a game of course na busia.
Pepe, better say watching live on radio online at Nottingham, UK, we Ifri Ohneba Kwame Chirichie. Hey, Kwame, yeah, that's it. Sarah, Asante Kotoko, Oma qualifier. How did they do it? Home and away win.
It's a very surprising result. Yeah. Because now, Kora share 3 goals. It was difficult to predict. Say Kotoko be kwa kwasham. The na madwin yam say Kotoko bitimi akwa pick a qualification there, but na qualification may not necessarily say be yes say Kotoko be kwa win your but Zito and the NTMA I think so can very use a very hard language de ma tunde no because tactically unya the antidote to Kwara ball no.
On the CCA Casa was it after the game was said that's not assisted who mistakes no friend the boys no. Yes, but steady no.
Yeah, can we so I establish in the game Kwara created a lot of chances. Okay. And we need to say chances of creating and in fact and a Kamara so be on my or gift or more pa if say or more decided to be clinical on the day be the results would have been different but they're part of the game so creating so one share is part of the analysis of the game but the truth of the matter is say Kumasi Asante Kotoko were expected so be qualify ahead of Kwara. See, in recent times, you are tolerating your maybe Okrumo anma your animal. Say, Kumasi Asante Kotoko, yes, against WAC, against any of these Ibiano, say, you be party on your catch say, I mean, budget crown and you're the same. But against size, we name there, into say, Kadiogo more. Barak young controllers move size beer just Google and san who they are near you know eba no mu Kotoko free my and they are on ped even though ya jitum say Kotoko ne enye Kotoko of old and that is a fact established. Now on the game itself me who na Kotoko is very defensive. In fact I wasn't comfortable. Yeah, very Kotoko. Yeah, no, we very defensive. Going to a lot of them want to say Kotoko and any woman na more.
It's a lot of person block it.
Yes,
leakage na network.
Absolutely, and he did that. And so
and it worked.
And he did that because so who gamer ube who gamer samba aba abejina mfimfi. Adabojinamu, Jawujinamu. Now it tells you of how compact the midfield will be.
Yeah.
But no so yeah. Adia never trust Kotoko will struggle to score goals because now focus now packing the middle, ensuring say loopholes won't fin any the way almost exploited the vulnerability of Kotoko team no omunya side view. Inti no credit say Kotoko elementi omo spaces to exploit. Okay, so we are still, they still manage to create chances. If you know, we will establish. But that is why, sir, quite a team name team never hano. A one a ball because I had every single chance be omunya almost say. But a hono chances omunya no to me.
And Asante is one.
Yes, and to me and I can understand why I on Tiase because here every single mistake be a Kotoko ye be a de punish Kotoko. A hono every fact to the extent at a point in time a Paris ball. Camara. A Paris ball be let was some more ball be by Camara call for or quack when Ninsan can ball no some very indecisions. Now they could have a team that could score 3 goals. And the chances be omunya or man to me utilizing. But it tells you about something. Normally so go home. Psychologically, it may affect your team. Uko away, Kotoko how moko boy away game way. You could clearly see mentally they were focused. Adwinimu utim se Kotoko team ni ready say young call without qualification.
Yeah.
And enya it will hear work rate. You hear Kotoko work rate in this particular game. Players kwa nimu no mo dwania betre so you could see Donzo, you could see Abeta Moa. So more back track back eba be provide the first line of defense. So it tells you about something. Kotoko ya idea. Again, sa you bet Jauga no. I think that Oba be Kumasi Asante Kotoko omo weapon. If omo utilizing the year or a game changer. On him. The game now or yes assist no. Against or be expected assist no. Typically from a local player. They won't expect money from local players. But he did it. And Oba in this particular game, and this is where we credit referee. Patrick Mago him round. Born or and say referee be a Kobeji foul. Yeah. So referee, I na me pen baby we Togolese and
Togolese.
Yes. Minim typically a typical African referee and away encounter. No, unya baby baby oje born free there be hand no abane wanim kakra bi. Why nya na sa. Eti clearly baby a player and da no Kobeji foul.
Sure.
And or just I won't even complain like they are normal in African game no dey baby unya no sa. But the way this particular one game no from various and it was all about referee. As a referee no eba say the professional career as a referee. And all bad idea against. On your not going to say or best sacrifice ne career for any team. And see, or you're very fair. And in Africa, so we are a fair officiating. The first step to getting a very good result. Because now the way are not referees who say right from say yes a game national referee now about with an agenda. But wait there, but before the game, there were reports that CAF are interested in this game.
Okay.
And there are now times you ask if you say bia so unya will be war a sort of one. One way Euro no Kedu Kreku no. That was CAF no. Pachoya pema me interclub, I think head of interclub Pachoya confirm me had. And some of these things at times it has impact on you some of the teams you know. To get officiating fair our way encounter a very prized commodity. A more ne board pa unya bia. And yes ye could yet ye could yama so ubenya say referee be game say me ba say me the professional game rules ne ba be ye adwuma no for me was a very and there were typical instances and 50-50 balls will be to Makwara but or deal with it as it is. I hope say Saadi across Africa.
Ketia, president of the CAF organizing committee for interclub competitions, and management of club licensing system.
No, only me interclub competitions. No,
yeah.
The competitions are here. On the chair of the organizing committee.
Okay.
So if you want to have a fair idea, why are not a man for the you also a German yan technical because udie womu ya na you new touching you could clearly see that a referee why not doing a professional career and they handled this particular game and it was very fair. Emma Kotoko that added advantage and yes, a born a say any day on in the African game, Kebeje foul. But kudos to Zito. Obi and take anything. Say Banya be criticizing Abraham Kuya. If he gets it right, and what we should credit him. And on Endra, from Kotoko and Zito Kwayan credited the management so the way almost handle the traveling arrangement to Nigeria.
Yeah.
The way almost handle every inconvenience be our mushiaye. The way Asafuduku ekasaye, you know, a brother now on the kasani, you could see communications tailored to say, you focus on the negatives.
Yes.
You call for qualification. And clearly, a idea every single management member in terms of incentives from the players. Even the way a Kotoko how far the core the way the Kotoko looked organized, everything was on point. Nina contributed. Nina know the Crescena Bemazito. How I plotted this particular qualification. But the truth of the matter is, Quara game way there. If Kotoko decides so Mubeya Kotoko Nkwandia, na Kotoko had to qualify. The rest, you better hear him.
Saraf and what's in Kana Mamenko for this break. And we are Ghost Stars Echo J5. Ukabuma 7-0 on aggregate.